My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed. His son, you're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, I just lost my wife to cancer and was with her for 15 years. So I was just telling Trey, man, I said it comes to the point where my wife was battling for 8 years. She got diagnosed. So for 8 years, I had to balance creativity, okay?
These years ago, Kanye knows what happened to his mother. I wish he would tell the truth about it. And now he's saying, my mother was sacrificed.
2 times nightly and matinee.
Kanye West just set the internet on fire after revealing what he claims really happened to TK Carter. The man was found dead in his home, and even though police insist there was no foul play, the receipts tell a very different story, one that points to someone deliberately taking him out. And let's be honest, if there's one person who's never afraid to spill the real tea, it's Kanye. What makes this even crazier is that right before TK died, he was allegedly on a mission to expose the industry. Just days later, he was found dead. Yeah, okay. But before we dive into all of that, let's rewind and talk about what the industry allegedly did to TK in the first place. It all goes back to when he played Gary McCullough in the HBO Max limited series The Corner. Gary was a once successful middle-class family man and entrepreneur, good job, Mercedes, a home, who spiraled into a severe drug addiction over 4 years. That addiction stripped him of everything: his career, money, family, dignity, and ultimately reduced him to scavenging for scrap metal just to survive. The show was a massive success, but it came at a devastating cost. TK wasn't just playing that role for a paycheck, he was living it. In real life, he was battling substance addiction, and the industry allegedly exploited that pain, using his real emotions to make the show more authentic. And it worked. The problem? TK was never the same afterward. While on set, TK was reportedly fighting for his life every single day, but no one cared as long as it made his performance stronger. He had been open about his struggles with addiction, often referring to it as a party problem. Back in the 90s, he was arrested at least twice in drug-related incidents. He lost his father to a drug-related death and several close friends to addiction as well. With all of that trauma, his mental health was clearly fragile, yet producers still thought it was a good idea to cast him in such a triggering role. TK later claimed that by the time he auditioned, he had already overcome many of those struggles, but no one believed him. "I totally felt for Gary," Carter once said. "I've had problems with addiction. I lost my father to drugs. I lost many friends. I was fortunate enough to come out on the other side and get my life together, but I haven't forgotten. I kept Gary with me. I slept Gary. I breathed Gary." He also shared that his brother died of AIDS in 1993 and struggled with addiction, while his sister became a recovering addict. One of the creators explained how deeply personal the story was, saying that without showing the humanity and survival of addicts, it would just be a train wreck for entertainment. And what would be the point of that? Yet after the industry used TK's pain to create an award-winning, critically acclaimed project, his career barely moved forward. Instead of major roles, he was left with small parts, voice work, and guest appearances. Meanwhile, other black actors like Eddie Murphy and Steve Harvey were rising to superstardom and earning millions. For a long time, TK believed he simply wasn't working hard enough. But after years in the industry, he realized it wasn't about effort, it was about refusing to sell his soul. And the industry doesn't like that. Even at the peak of his career, TK openly spoke about God, something many celebrities claim but rarely live out. And let's be real, the math just isn't matching.
I could never do it again. It was the hardest work I've ever done in my life. Now here's what's the kicker about it, right? And I ain't gonna name some names. It was some very big black actors were hearing them dailies come, "Man, I hear TK Carter's, man, he's..." So now the comedy dude who you thought was comedy, always serious actor too, now he gets the opportunity to go to another level. And this is where I say, if your preparation is together, Anybody can give you any project or script and you're going to kill it.
Now, even though TK never officially announced his retirement, people began to notice that he quietly pulled away from the industry after his appearance on the ABC series The Company You Keep back in 2023. After that, it was radio silence. No updates, no interviews, nothing. That is, until a few days ago, when news broke that he had reportedly died mysteriously, alone in his home. According to reports, TK was found dead at his residence in Duarte, California, during a welfare check conducted by Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies around 5:42 p.m. As soon as the news hit the internet, people immediately started side-eyeing the situation. One person summed up what many were thinking, saying, "Okay, this whole TK Carter thing just threw me off. He was found dead during a wellness check, and this brother wasn't that old. Yes, he's been acting since before I was born, but that doesn't mean he was elderly. How does a talent like that end up being discovered dead during a welfare check? That doesn't add up. How could an actor at his level of success be alone to the point where someone had to call in a wellness check? That's insane to me." And you'll already know how the internet works. People immediately started digging, connecting dots, and piecing things together fast. Now, when it comes to Kanye West, he never directly spoke on TK's death. However, investigators and online sleuths dragged him into the conversation anyway. If you remember, Kanye previously went on a rant where he name-dropped Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Shaq, and LeBron James, accusing celebrities of selling their souls. And this wasn't the first time he made claims like that. Back in a 2015 interview with Q magazine, Kanye was asked what he had to exchange for success. Without hesitation, he confessed something shocking. He said, "My mom. If I had never moved to LA, she'd be alive. I don't want to go too far into it because it will bring me to tears." At the time of Donda West's passing, it was officially reported that she died due to complications from multiple plastic surgeries. However, to this day, many people believe she was set up, and they have reasons for thinking that. The plastic surgeon who performed the procedures, Dr. Jan Adams, already had a troubling history. He had been accused of permanently damaging patients and was facing 2 serious malpractice cases in court. Even more disturbing, when Donda underwent surgery, the California Medical Board was already in discussions about revoking Dr. Adams' medical license. Despite all of that, he was still allowed to operate, and Donda paid the ultimate price.
Did the autopsy clear you of any involvement, do you think, in her death?
I think the autopsy speaks for itself. Period.
You know, Larry, if I can jump in here for 1 second, one of the things that I wanted to address here today is you can say things about me, I can say things about you, and people can say things about each other out on the street. But Dr. Adams is a physician, and because he's a physician, he's in a position where he is not able to comment on any care or any discussions that he's had with any of his patients, including Dr. West.
Dr. Jan Adams later appeared on Inside Edition, where he once again denied responsibility for Donda's death. However, during the interview, he revealed new details about what he claims really happened. According to Dr. Adams, Donda was supposed to be cared for by Kanye's cousin, Stephen Scoggins, a registered nurse. But instead of properly monitoring her recovery, he allegedly gave her a heavy dose of painkillers to keep her sedated, then left her alone so he could attend a baby shower.
Her nurse wasn't there. Her nurse was gone to a baby shower rather than taking care of his aunt. This lady shouldn't be dead. All you had to do is sit her up. And every nurse on the planet knows that. Her caregivers gave her, 20 Vicodin tabs in less than 20 hours.
Now, as for Stephen, he strongly denied Dr. Adams' allegations and released an email exchange with Donda from the evening before her passing, seemingly proving that he was actively involved in and responsible for her recovery. Shortly after this became public, Kanye began receiving alleged death threats from Hollywood executives, and the first thing he did was post them online. One of the messages read, "Just in case they act up, at least everyone will know your location. I'm going to help you in one of 2 ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving, open conversation. No curse words. Everything discussed will be based on facts, not some crazy stuff a dumb friend told you or something you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Playdates with the kids just won't be the same. Notice how the sender specifically mentioned having Kanye institutionalized again. That's because back in 2016, Kanye was taken into custody and placed in a mental hospital for evaluation, without his consent. And here's the part that really raised eyebrows. The incident reportedly took place at the home of Harley Pasternak. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if Kanye wasn't onto something, there wouldn't be this much effort put into threatening and intimidating him. And in typical Kanye fashion, he didn't back down. At this point, it's still unclear whether TK was also targeted because of what he allegedly knew about the industry. However, people are definitely suspicious about the circumstances surrounding his death, and it doesn't look like those questions are going away anytime soon. As always, the public had plenty to say. One person wrote, "Damn, man. Everything he ever played in, he was the truth. Saved by the Bell, Family Matters, Gary on the Corner, literally everything." Another added, "He lost his wife a year ago. I wonder if it was a broken heart. Rest in peace, TK Carter. A legend." But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Kanye putting all of this on blast? And do you believe TK's death was planned, or just a tragic coincidence? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.